Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me, as always, is my fearless co-host,
Mr. Matt Snyder, who is
Mr.
fearless.
Matt Snyder.
I like that, fearless.
Fearless.
You
You're
say
my
that every
fearless
time,
co-host.
I like it.
It's because you're fearless.
Well, you know what? No, I have fear. I just push through it. I overcome it.
Okay. Should I start calling you courageous?
Yes, that's what courage is, right?
Exactly.
I think I'm like. I think I'm like 75% courageous.
And 25% fearless? I don't understand. How does this ratio make up one Matthew?
I'm still a sissy with some things, and I'm working on it. I guess.
Man.
I don't know.
Oh, man. All right. Well,
That's the thing, though. But when I started the podcast, I was like 25% courageous.
Hey, you know what, viewers? Do you hear the effect that you've had on Matt over time right here? Mm-hmm. His courage has tripled. 300% increase.
Thrice hundred.
Thrice hundred.
You guys.
King of left turn over here.
Yes. I read books.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's just, you know. Well, they're all asking. They're all asking to themselves right now,
clamoring.
How did he do it? I read books. I don't have a...
Oh man, I am so excited to be here today for a couple of reasons. The first one is that today presents us with an opportunity.
Yes,
an opportunity to have a little bit more of a personal conversation.
Yep.
With all of those who are joining us on the line today.
Yeah. What he means is, I flubbed. I flubbed getting our guest. That's what he means with opportunity, which I appreciate. Is very gracious.
Well, in Nelson Mandela, right?
Yes.
I never lose. I win or I learn. We're learning, right?
Learning.
This is a learning
That's right.
opportunity.
I had a lot going on, and it fell sort of to the bottom of the priority list, and it shouldn't have. So, anyways,
gotcha.
I won't make this mistake again, America.
Oh, that just reminded me of the old. Do you remember the old Bertie Mac sitcom?
Oh yeah.
That just took me right there. Yeah. You know, America.
I just want to see a president do that. America, I won't make this mistake. Just own a mistake once, like just
you
one
know what?
time.
How would that be though? Because here in Renatus, we're all about accountability. We're all about accepting of our opportunity and taking advantage of that, and realizing if it's meant to be, it's up to me.
That's right.
Right, and that also includes saying, "Hey, I totally messed something up."
Yeah.
Because when you're accountable, you own it, for better or for worse. You own your success, you own your failures, and you learn from everything, and you move forward empowered.
Yeah, I have to do it just for my own mental health and mental sake. Like it's because when you start to tell lies to yourself about stuff like that, it becomes like you really go down a path. And you get you really can become internally like a dishonest person. I guess that would be external, right? But I mean like. On the inside, your thought process is you start lying to yourself.
Yep.
That's when,
you can't be honest with anybody when you've got the lies embedded in your own mind.
Exactly.
You know, it's really interesting because for me, I relate almost everything back to being a parent because it's just the most important thing to me.
Yeah.
And for me, taking an opportunity to tell one of my kids, hey, you know what? I messed up. I did something wrong. I could have done it a lot differently or a lot better, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That strengthens our relationship more than just about anything else.
Well, yeah, because they see you as human, right? Like instead of, like if you never own your mistakes or admit that you might make them sometimes, right? That's like a hard image for them to live up to, or like big shoes to live up. Like you think your parents are perfect,
right?
Like how do you live up to that,
right? And honestly, when you look to your child and you say, "You screwed up, and it will be okay,"
ooh,
that changes things because in their mind now they're given permission to take a risk, knowing they can screw up
and it'll be all right,
and it'll be okay.
Yeah.
If only every single person, every entrepreneur, every business owner, every person was given permission to know I can take advantage of opportunities because if I screw up, it will be okay.
Dude, how many amazing businessmen, comedians, actors, supercross riders are out there that would be at the top that were afraid to try in the first place, right? Or afraid to take that shot.
Right.
I always say, don't be afraid to suck. Like to my kids, like it's okay. It's okay to suck at something and then get better.
It was really funny. We made this joke earlier today, and you were the one who said it. What was the line that you said?
I said a lot of lines.
It was something like, and if I get it wrong, I apologize. It was something like, suck less to success.
Oh yeah, suck less for success.
Suck less for success.
Yes.
But first, you have to accept that you suck.
That's right.
And once you accept that you suck, you can start to suck less.
It's okay, exactly. And just work on sucking less.
Right.
And eventually, you get there. But you got to try. You got to start somewhere. So, but everybody's worried about what everybody else is going to think.
Funny. It's so funny because we're talking about this lightheartedly, and yet at the same time, these are business concepts and principles that if an entrepreneur could embody or embrace full-heartedly, would start to create massive success in their business.
Totally. Yeah, totally. I mean, we all got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, but the important thing is you start.
Yeah.
You actually start working towards it, and you'll get better. You'll figure it out.
In public relations, I had a buddy who used to do public relations for a children's hospital here in the state.
Okay.
And he was the head of their PR group, and he came to me one time, and he and I were talking, and he said, the first rule in public relations is apologize. Take accountability for anything that happened and apologize for it. And he said, even when the investigation reveals later that it wasn't your fault, everybody will remember that in the face of a tragedy or an opportunity, in the face of something going sideways, you came forward and took ownership of your part in what just happened.
Yes. Ownership of your part. I don't think I would apologize for somebody else's part, though. Like
no,
if it's,
no.
You know
but
what I mean, but my whatever's my responsibility, you got to own it.
And that's okay. Here we go. I'm gonna get a little personal with us today, viewers.
All right, this is a different kind of podcast.
This is a different kind of pod. Today is a different kind of podcast.
Yes,
I
like it.
My wife and I have a shortcut to getting around some of the hurt and some of the frustration that comes with living with someone else, right?
Yeah.
You live with somebody
existing.
You're going to have difficulty from time to time.
Yep.
And in that difficulty, we have found a shortcut, which is going to the other person and saying, I apologize for my part in this. And all of a sudden, you are no longer trying to, one, take accountability for something that you don't feel sincerely sorry for, but are recognizing I played a part in this as well. And rather than you and I going through the nitty-gritty, getting upset at each other over the most minute of details, but instead saying to one another, I apologize for my part in this. I still love you. You're still my best friend. I'm still looking to continue in our relationship. And
that changes things. It changes the whole dynamic.
It takes all of that pointed emotion out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know that we're
and then step 2 I'd say from that is focusing on what you can control moving forward.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
That's great advice. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna say that because we all have those stupid disagreements or whatever, and there's times where I feel responsible for part of it but not all of it, and
right.
so but I'm and so it's like, what do you,
rather than giving a partial apology, I'm only apologizing for this and this, but not that,
because that's your fault.
That is your fault.
But, yeah.
And I'm not the genesis of that. I heard it from somebody else, but it's something that my wife and I have adopted, and it has helped us.
I love it.
A lot.
I quite love that.
So rather than me, laying down on the couch and getting into everything here,
no, I want to hear it. This is good. This is who wants to shrink Jay's head. Let's do it.
Trust me, many have tried. Few have succeeded. Have you seen the size of my noggin? I mean, to steal a line from Mike Myers back in So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yeah.
It's like an orange on a toothpick right here. That's what this looks like. It's, most people are like, here, try this hat on. I'm like, that's not big enough
not,
for me. Yeah. And they're like, you haven't even tried it. I'm like, trust me, it's just not.
You do have a big head.
Thank you.
You got a lot of hair, though.
I do. I have a good head of hair still,
He's got
thankfully.
a good
knock
head
on
of
wood.
hair. I'm telling you, like, look at that strong hairline.
Right.
I gotta wear a hat because mine's running away. It is taking accountability for nothing over here.
It's all escaping evade.
It is too.
Oh man. All right. So before we open the lineup, because what we want to do is we want to have an interactive conversation. We'd love to hear from you. We've got a couple of questions that we're going to be sending your way here in just a couple of minutes after we go through some of our announcements. So on the Facebook live stream, if you're with us there, get ready or go ahead and start dropping any question that you've got for us, but we're going to ask you guys a couple of questions too here in just a couple of minutes. So brace yourselves for that. Get ready for that.
Cool.
But here's what I wanted to do first is ask you what's new and exciting.
Well, we've got, I can't remember the order, but we've got regional season coming up.
Boom.
So first of all, we're kicking it off with Denver.
And I should say, it's usually, and thank you for throwing that graphic up there. You guys can see that right now. We're starting in Denver September 30th, and then we're taking a week off. Then we've got D.C. on the 14th, Chicago on the 21st, Florida, which is actually down in Fort Lauderdale, is going to be the 4th and 5th. Fort Lauderdale actually has a special guest that none of the others have. I could tell you more about that here in just a second.
Boy, what a cliffhanger.
November 11th is going to be Salt Lake City. And then November 18th, we're going to be down in Phoenix. Yeah, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, is actually going to have one of the owners of Real Flow at the regional.
Oh, no, Don?
Don's going to be there.
Dude, that's awesome.
Don Fowler. He and I connected
Fort
last week, and he's going to be there at the Fort Lauderdale.
Is it on the very end of Florida there? Or
It's definitely in the state of Florida, yeah.
Well, that doesn't. Okay, yeah, it's on the. All right, I just needed to know. It's up above Miami a little bit.
Usually you feel like the first regional out of the gate is at a little bit of a disadvantage.
Sure.
Because by the time some of the speakers have gotten to the second or third regional, they're really warmed up, really conditioned to their messaging, their timing, and all of that. I gotta admit, the first regional in Denver is going to be incredible. It's going to be awesome.
Very excited to see it.
I mean,
and I'm planning on being there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So not only is Matt going to be there, not only are you going to see special appearances from PAC members, Scott and Nancy Rowe, Mr. Bob Tierney, but Bob Snyder is going to be there.
Yep.
The whole Denver crew is going to show up, and they've got a special guest as well. And if you're not tapped into their messages, you need to find out from them who's going to be there, because I am not letting that cat out of the bag.
Yep.
But it's a big cat.
But it's why I'm going.
It's a big cat in a big bag.
It's one of the two reasons I'm going, I should say. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Looking forward to that.
All right, so we've got the regional season coming up.
Yep.
We have starting on September 1st. And you know what? Never mind. Put a pin in that for just a second. We're going to leave that as our last talking point before we get involved with everybody.
Okay.
The 10-day challenge started last Tuesday. And by last Tuesday, I mean yesterday. Because I can do...
Carry the one.
Right?
Yes.
I got a little lost in my days of the week there for a second.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
Today officially marks day 2 of the 10-day challenge. Now, this one...
Is it good?
Oh, my goodness. It has been phenomenal. The response has been incredible so far. The energy that is around the group is awesome. I should let everybody know, if you have tried to get into the 10-day challenge group and are not in it for whatever reason, try again. Go back to the group, answer the questions. There's like 3 or 4 questions that you have to answer, and then you can get automatically entered into the group. You just need to answer those questions, and then you'll be in the group.
Yeah.
And then you can participate along. And I tell you what, today's the second day of the challenge. Every single day of the challenge comes down. If you get into the group today and need to review the video from yesterday in order to get the homework done and everything and get caught up, I think we can make that happen. If you send a request to put it, attention Audrey, to customer service at myrenatus.com, I'll go talk to her after this call, and I'll see if we can't make that happen. If we get a big enough response, if it's 1 or 2 people, then you might just need to wait till the next 10-day challenge. But if we get a good number of people, I think we can do that for you.
Sweet.
But
man.
I tell you what, there is no better way than the 10-day challenge to get your business propelling forward.
Well, it's all the things that you need to do to propel your business forward.
Exactly.
So then people are doing them.
And their businesses are
which propels them forward.
Propelling them forward.
Yeah, it's a bit of a math equation, but you get there. And so
yeah, you do get there eventually.
Yeah. Those basics, those money making activities, man.
I tell you what. I say this with so much love. There is no need to reinvent the wheel.
It's true.
If you know that there is a path, a cycle, a set of steps that you can take that will start to create momentum in your business like never before, would you take them?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is what the 10-day challenge is about. It's about empowering you to start taking those steps in your business today that will enable you to create massive momentum moving forward. If you've ever read Good to Great, he talks in there about spinning the gear or the wheel. I think he calls it a gear, talking about spinning the gear of success in your business. And he says at first, you got to start off slow. And it takes all your energy to get the gear moving. But he's like, then as the gear starts to speed up quicker and quicker, it takes less and less energy to keep the gear moving. The momentum of the gear is going to keep it going. And that's exactly what happens with the 10-day challenge.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen that way, right? But like with anything you have to apply effort to, it typically, like getting a business going or, whatever, training for a UFC fight or whatever, right? Like you gotta start the momentum, and then once you get going and you're doing it every day and it's regular, it becomes it gets easier to do.
Exactly.
And you get more conditioned to it.
Exactly.
And you build momentum.
Exactly. I do find that a lot of people feel like they can shortcut the process, right?
Yeah, there's that.
But here's my question to you. What happens when you put a static object into a moving gear?
It gets jammed up, right? Like it gets flung. I don't know, or jams the gear.
Nothing good. Either it stops the gear
good.
completely,
that's for sure,
or the static element that you try to force in there gets mangled,
and flying into outer space somewhere.
Right. The whole reason why I'm making that analogy is because it takes time. Each one of us has to start in our own business to start to create our own momentum. We can't just expect to see somebody who has already created massive momentum over years of disciplined application of the principles of the 10-day challenge and think, hey, I can replicate that today.
Oh, absolutely. And I've seen that a lot. I mean, we've all seen the supposed quote unquote wheel be reinvented here in Renatus many a time. Or people that they want success tomorrow, and so they're trying to shortcut the process with some new invented way. See the people, or tell the story, build for events, follow up is still the basics.
The way.
It's the way. It's the basics. And every time we watch people do that, I don't know if you want to talk about.
You know what? I'm going to leave
examples.
that. I'm going to leave that one out there for just a second.
Okay. So, we've recently seen some individuals do that and knock the cover off the ball, so to speak. So, but I've seen that over the years, over and over and over again.
Oh yeah.
Over and over, and it's just the basics never. I'll go back to fighting, right? But some guy who, learns spinny capoeira kicks or whatever is still gonna get, knocked out by the guy who trained that one punch 10,000 times, right? Like that one that has these basics just dialed and never leaves himself open.
Yep, exactly.
So
exactly. I mean, I love listening to your dad talk about how he studied under a martial arts master who had so many championships, so many champions who had trained under him, to his credit. And this guy focused on 3 things: punch, kick, block.
Yeah.
End of sentence.
Yeah.
That was it. And in that was able to create national champion after national champion after national champion.
Yeah. They never go away, and what works. And I mean, I'm the first one to admit that sometimes there's a better way to modify something and get it to work a little better, but especially things that have been around a long time, like the wheel, karate, it's pretty much been perfected, and so what works, and you spend a lot of time and energy putting into something that might take the edge off in some small way or whatever, but if you put that time and attention and invest it into just those basics, I would say the vast majority of the time it's going to pay off at bigger and faster than the other way will.
Right.
So I've seen all sorts of reinventions over the years.
Yep. And every time you find people saying, I just need to get back to the basics.
And then they do, and it works.
Right.
And I've got some examples, but I get we'll name names later.
Punch, kick, block. If you want to learn how to punch, kick, block your way to a national championship, then you need to get into the 10-day challenge. That sounded really funny. That analogy, that crossover, that amalgamation of different ideas all together. But the idea is, maybe
we need a black belt for the 10-day challenge.
Right? Well, we have it, right? We have our Spartans.
You got the medals. The medals. But maybe we need to start sending black belts. That would be cool. I'm a black belt 10-day Spartan.
That's funny. No, we're not going to start sending black belts, at least not today. But if you want to propel your business forward, I guarantee the 10-day challenge is going to be the quickest way to do that.
Yep.
All right. The next thing that I want to talk about, and this I want to add a little zip to.
Okay.
Have a little fun with this.
Sure.
And that is our 5-star winner circle.
Yes.
The 5-star winner circle started on September 1st.
Which, today is
the 7th. It's been a week.
A single week.
A single week.
That's
7 days.
Yes.
And if we ended the 5-star winner circle today,
what would happen, Jay?
What would happen? Let me tell you what would happen. None of our former 5-star winner circle champions would be on the list.
That is exactly what I was saying a month ago. I am so excited just to see things shook up, right? I am excited for this.
I am not saying it will stay this way, because what we have seen is repeat performances from several people.
We have.
Who have been on top of the 5-star winner circle many times.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they get to work, they make stuff happen, whatever. Yep. All I'm saying is right now it's looking so it's different. The whole face of the 5-star is different, and I love seeing the things are shook up.
Yes,
man. We got too. I was just before we were getting on this podcast, I was checking some orders because I was like, really, that person's up there, and scrolling through. Oh my gosh, look at all the orders they got going on. That's cool.
So here's the deal, man. On Monday, we will release the first edition of the 5-star winner circle update, meaning that we'll actually let everybody know, if it ended today.
When?
On Monday.
On this upcoming Monday.
This upcoming Monday on the Founders Live, we're going to release the first update to let everybody know what the standings are in the 5-star winner circle.
Oh, dude, that's going to be cool.
And
because I think what it's going to do is a lot of the people that are normally on that list are going to be like, oh, crap. Maybe this, maybe they'll see this, and they're going to go, oh, crap, I'm not on it.
Yeah. If anybody on the line is directly connected to a former 5-star winner circle finalist, tell them. Say, hey, Jay and Matt said you guys aren't on the list. And they're going to be like, what? And then I'm going to get a couple of angry phone calls later today, and it's going to be okay. I will, right along with you, laugh with love and just let them know
love, of course.
It's time to get to work.
I'm not laughing at their, any,
no, it's with
misfortune or anything. I'm just excited to see new faces rise up, right?
Yes.
That's what I've always wanted to see. I like to see it. I think it's really good for a sales field to have that kind of constant competitive turnover.
Yep.
And every analogy I go back to apparently is fighting or Supercross. And I'm sorry for this.
Those are your two.
The deep bag that I have of analogies. That's what I keep pulling out. But the last few years here in Supercross, in AMA Supercross, there have been so much competition, so many top performers, and they all have their own kind of edge in a different way. And it's so fun to watch. It has made it so fun to watch because when, it used to be, it was just James Stewart won everything, Ricky Carmichael won everything, right? Yeah. That kind of stuff. And so to see the field be shook up like that and to see new people winning it, pretty consistently, in the outdoor and then in the indoor, and it's just fun. And I think it's good because everybody gets better when that happens. Everybody gets faster when that happens because they don't check out and go, well, Ricky Carmichael's on the track, I'm going to lose. Now we're all just fighting for second place. It's not like that. It's I got a real shot at this.
Yep.
Like I can, it's anybody's game.
Yes.
And so they fight harder for it. They go faster. They go harder.
I love that. That's actually a great analogy because our people will now believe.
That's what I'm looking for, right?
Believe that they've got a shot.
That's right. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
So
get to work, man.
Get to work. Get busy. I promise. Even though we're seeing a new birth of current 5-star winner circle leaderboard, that doesn't mean that it's unattainable for anyone else.
Well, and I would posit that if we even went back a month, that it would be probably some different names, but not the same, not any of the 5 stars that we've had in the past. Most likely,
I don't know about that.
There might be one or two that.
I don't know about that part, but I do know that it would be a different group than what we have right now,
and new faces, fresh faces on there.
Yes, yep. And I'm not gonna call anybody out, shout anybody out right now. You guys will find out more on Monday, but I will say that there has been a marked increase from those who have gone back to the basics in seeing what they've been able to create.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm going to leave that one hanging out there and leave that as a foreshadowing for what Monday will bring.
Yeah.
And on Monday on the Founders Live, we've actually got a couple of past Spartans, 10-day challenge conquering Spartans, coming out to talk a little bit about how much of an effect that has had on their business and consequently on their life and consequently on the world.
I love this.
It's going to be a great story.
I'm looking forward to next week's Founders Live.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
I can't wait for
that. So here's the deal. We're quickly running out of time. It's funny because Matt and I said, okay, this call.
Yeah, keep it short.
We're going to keep it short.
And then we can blab for hours, I know.
Yeah, we just get talking and we have way too much fun. What's that?
No, nothing.
All right. I wanted to open it up to you guys. And Alvin Lamb already put in the question. He said, when will the next cycle of study groups start? And thank you. Alvin, I always love seeing your name on the line with us. I love your comments, your support, your enthusiasm. You are my favorite maniac. I hope that's not offensive because for me, that's a term of endearment. You're awesome.
Yeah.
And our next study group, I think the current study group goes up until just about Thanksgiving. I think the week of Thanksgiving is the last study group, and then it will start the next cycle at the beginning of the year.
So Alvin, side note, he gave the home team a chocolate lobster from Maine, and it was good. It was really good.
That I was waiting.
I was like, really
you
good.
Built that up, and I was like,
it was that good.
I was waiting for him to say he sprinkled pixie dust on it, and it came to life somehow.
It was as good as Canadian chocolate.
Whoa!
It was up there, man.
Whoa, that's saying something.
I quite enjoy the finer chocolates of life, and
dude, you and I need to go to Germany sometime.
Yes, we do. We do. I get all the chocolates in all the different countries, and I love them.
Let me ask this question as well. We were talking about this before the call started. Who would you guys like to hear from in the Renatus community? Go ahead and drop it in the chats right now on the Facebook Live.
On the J.A.M. Who do you want to see?
Yeah.
Who do you want to see on the J.A.M.?
Who would you like for us to bring out? Do you have questions for anyone that we could bring out that you could talk with?
And don't say Elon Musk. I mean, he won't return my calls. I've tried.
He actually blocked Matt last month. They had this whole thing. Yeah. But here's the deal. It's got to be somebody from the Renatus community that we could bring forward for you.
Yes.
So as you're watching this, do me a favor, just drop it in the chats who you would love to see, who we could bring out, because we want to make sure that we are meeting the needs, desires, wants of you, that we're bringing, the best information from the best people around the community.
Yep.
Good addition there, Matthew. All right. So
here to contribute.
Oh, man. All right. Another question that I would love to kind of get any response from the group on, and that's along the lines of interaction, because I love doing interactive conversations with our group, with the people that are watching us. Are you guys in a position? I mean, I guess a lot of people could be watching this while they're driving or at work or somewhere else where they're maybe not able to interact with us. But would you be interested in us doing a call where we just open the line and bring either have people join us on the call live? So we put out a link and you guys click the link and join us on the call. Or if we were to just do a question and answer, is that something that you guys would be interested in participating in?
Yep.
Where's the cricket? We need the cricket, Yeah, that's not it. That sounds like
nails on a
chalkboard.
Psycho
or something.
Yeah, it sounds terrible, like nails on a chalkboard. I was gonna say, but that's not even.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, Matt and I absolutely love Renatus. We love what we do. We love how we get to take just even the smallest part in empowering the Renatus family to go out there and create just massive success, unprecedented success in their own lives. And we love that we get to serve and support, that we get to celebrate you, that we get to just cheer you on and see you as you're out there actively changing your lives. And I just wanted to give I wanted to share gratitude with you for who you are and how you guys show up for the Renatus family and for the entire home team. It's interesting because we were talking today, we had a conversation at lunch just about how much we love our family. We love being able to interact with people and laugh with people and have a good time and create relationships that just span more than a phone call.
Yes. It's why I always talk about the Leaders Retreat and some of these, events. They're just magical for me because I have one-on-one conversations with people that I otherwise never would have had, and then build really good friendships, really good relationships, and just get to know them and they get to know me. And it's really it really is special. That's the word I'll use, is special.
Yep. So before we sign off, Alvin dropped another comment in here. And he said, it may be fun to invite the new 5-star winners to come talk about how they're marketing and what their goals and plans are for staying in the top 5.
Oh,
and I think
like that.
That's a great idea.
Dude, that's a chocolate lobster comment right there. That's.
So wait, are you going to send him a chocolate lobster, or are you expecting him to send you one?
Maybe I should at this point. I need to find out where to buy those things. They were good.
Oh, Alvin actually said that the music started blasting and he can't hear us. I'm gonna just vocalize that so that Andrew can maybe get that resolved on his end.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? We can definitely do that, Mr. Lamb. I love that idea. I love the idea of bringing out somebody that we've never had the current top 5 out on this call. So maybe we'll grab one or two of them.
That narrows it down too. So
yeah, man.
People are gonna
be a lot of fun.
Start going, who's been on there? Yeah,
dude. Oh yeah. You know what? Don't spend too much time.
Well, there's still,
there are thousands of.
I was gonna say we've only had like 1% of ICMs on the.
A fraction of a percent.
Probably a fraction.
But here's the deal. I think we can do that. So let's talk offline, and we'll get somebody set up for next Wednesday. Mr. Lamb, I love it. That's a great idea. Thank you. All right, as we sign off for today, I just want to remind you guys that the reason why Renatus truly rocks is because of the people like you who are associated with us. Thanks so much for being here. We'll catch you guys next week. Renatus rocks.